Greetings everyone, we're here with week number 12 of Batt's Picks, a show where I bring some of the more interesting games from the past week to your attention so you don't have to go through every single game that's come out and save yourself a little bit of time. And our first game of the week is going to be brought to you by none other than Kajii. He has played again, and as we can see here, he has also decided to form himself a micro-Chinese variation. I know. Everything, it seems, whenever you go and actually try to pay attention to a pro game, it's always Chinese variations. But hey, it's Kajii, and I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, how his Go is coming along. Is he staying on his simple style? Is he being really aggressive? Where is his play going? How is it evolving as he starts climbing up through the ranks? Sad to say, not really so much simple moves are going to be seen here very much. This is a lot of aggression, a lot of fighting, bit complicated. So fair warning, if you're a Kajii fan and you've been paying attention to all of his games, this is going to be a bit complicated. Fair warning, but still enjoyable, so check it out. And here we have week number 2 of Batt's Picks. This is about the time where I realize I've only picked Chinese players this week, so you'll have to forgive me for that. Sometimes it's Korean, sometimes it's Chinese. I'm sure there'll be a week eventually where I pick no one but Japanese players. It just happens. Suffice it to say, we do have a game between these two Chinese players. They are both fairly low ranked, 1P and 4P respectively. But it's very interesting. They have a bit of an aggressive game, much like the previous game that we saw. But this one's a little bit easier to follow. This game, we've got weak groups. How do we handle them? When is it okay to leave them? That's really an important question. When can we actually go by and just leave a group that we've created? And if our opponent has actually done that, how do we go about actually trying to attack it when there's really nothing else weak on the board? That really there is a really hard one. If there's a weak group, can't attack it immediately because you know it's going to defend itself. So what do we do about that? How do we profit from a group that we know we can't kill? So good questions all. You can see them in this game if you're a little bit unsure about what to do there. Make sure you grab this game, check it out. Maybe it'll help you in some of your fighting. And last but not least, we have another game for Batt's Picks. A game from one of my personal archives back from when I was studying Go a long time ago in order to get, I forget what rank I was going for at the time. Doesn't matter. Suffice it to say, bit of an older Kajii game, a little bit older than some of you have probably been playing Go, but a good one and one that I go over from time to time. Because one, it fits nicely with what we've been doing this week, this kind of like aggressive games here. And it's hard to get more aggressive than this one. Even right from the off, you can see that Kajii here opens up with a 3/4 stone facing his opponent. That is an aggressive message in and of itself because you have to know exactly what you're doing when you open as white facing your opponent. For reasons that I'm not going to go into right now, you can view one of my lectures on that if you'd like. Suffice it to say, when black approaches and white plays underneath just for territory, you might think to yourself, okay, nice easy game, we're not going to be getting into anything ridiculously complicated. So when black establishes a framework, white says, that's enough of that, and immediately attacks. And from here, for the rest of the game, the entire rest of the game, we have one huge fight that just doesn't stop. It's going to go everywhere. It's going to go right across the board, up the board, back across the board. It's going to go everywhere. This is one of the most aggressive games I have ever seen out of anybody. And I am now sharing it with you fine gentlemen, and ladies, and whatever else you might be. So I hope you enjoy this game as well. You better like fighting if you're looking at it, or if you just want to see a game where you're not really going to see what happens in this one all too often. It's going to be kind of rare. Then check it out. Links are, of course, down below. And that's it for this week of Batt's Picks. I hope you enjoyed these games. They are a bit aggressive, I'm sorry. Next week I'll try and do something a bit more... I'll try and find something a bit more influence-oriented and direction of play-oriented rather than fighty. But, I can only work with what I see throughout the week unless I pull every game. I could pull every game from my archive just to meet that particular goal. Maybe I'll do that. Who knows? Anyway, join me next week to see what I do or do not do. Until then, I hope you guys keep playing Go, enjoying Go, and all of those great things. I will, of course, see you next time. Have a good day, everyone.